The revenue in the AI space is exploding. Maybe you've watched the recent All In podcast, but Anthropic's numbers are going through the roof. They are selling a ton of tokens, they're making a lot of money with the subscriptions and the API, etc. And I think the growth is just starting. Now, I have vibe coded roughly 20 applications over the last few weeks. And they are super useful applications. For example, they automatically cut here this short. So whenever I have a break, I don't say anything, it will cut out the spaces. It also makes the captions over here. It also uploads everything to the different places, right? Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube Shorts, etc. It distributes everything 100% automatic. All I have to do is record this thing, put this in a folder, and then my own written AI project does all of the distribution and all of the editing, etc. Super useful. Now, this is just one of many use cases, right, that we can use with vibe coding. Vibe coded apps aren't necessarily super scalable, but they don't necessarily have to. They're incredibly useful in personal automation. If you've got some workflows that are repetitive, that you don't enjoy, AI can very likely just take over those workflows and you can just do everything that you enjoy doing, all of the creative work. Now, there are two reasons why I think the revenue will continue to grow. First of all, we're just at the beginning of the adoption. Just a part of the developer world has started using AI extensively. But secondly, there's also another part of this world that don't need to know that much about coding, that are just business-oriented, product-oriented, project-oriented, and they might start toying around with some automations as well. They might not write the most complicated applications, but a lot of small little automations make life so much easier. I've got another application, for example, I double-click on the desktop and it opens all of the different applications that I start every day. So I don't have to manually open everything in every little sub-desktop. I just do a double-click and it does everything all at once. And that was also just vibe coded within a few minutes with AI. Now, what is interesting though is that because those applications are super tailored, they tend to also not be as stable. As in, commercial software has all of those little edge cases. So there might be something where maybe the vibe coded application breaks. But because you might be the only user or it's just a small user base, those edge cases might not be that important. But what then happens is you use your own application and then you think, yeah, maybe I should also fix that. And maybe I should also add this other feature. And maybe I should do this or that. And that's what's actually called feature creep. So when you work for a big company, you might have also a product manager that tells you, oh, we need this and this thing. You program this for them. And then a few days later, they talk to the business stakeholders and they figure out, actually, we don't just need A, we also need B and maybe C. And about the prioritization, I don't know if you should do A or B first, maybe just do C first. And so there's all of this conflict. This is usually what happens in IT departments. But now that our programmers are directly super quick to do everything, we can just query it, right? We can just tell, please do A and B and C. And so what happens is all of those features that were ideas first, that maybe got deprioritized, they all now get built. Much more software is getting built. And all of the ideas, while using the software and all of the bugs that might appear, they all now get fixed, all of the additional features get added, and so all of the users that currently already vibe code, they will just increase their usage over time. So for example, with this Shorts publisher, right? I publish this on YouTube Shorts and I publish this, say, on LinkedIn. But then I thought, why not also publish things on Twitter, on Instagram? I never did much publishing over there. Now that we can automate this, let's also integrate that. And let's then ask AI, are there maybe other platforms that we could also integrate? And so I integrate those as well. And so it's just a few minutes of additional work. Suddenly AI publishes everywhere and I don't have to do anything. And it's just all of these additional features that suddenly get built. And then some of those features break and then new ideas come. And so the usage per user is also going up. And so AI coding is really just at the beginning. I'm seeing myself code more and more AI every single day. I've even now connected my mobile phone with my CLI, so with my code command line interface on the computer. I've connected all of this together that when I'm now outside, I can just chat with it and directly do the coding. And whatever idea I currently have, I can just tell it, do this, and it does it. And a few minutes later, I check my phone again, I code again. There's so much more productivity and automation especially. I can now churn out much more content and I don't have all of this mundane work anymore. We don't need as many programmers anymore, but everybody, or at least the people that are interested in the topic, will become programmers and will start automating many things. The costs of many services will come down because we don't need that many monkeys doing stupid computer work anymore. This is just the beginning and the AI hype is real. Maybe we don't get an artificial super intelligence that's much smarter than every human on Earth and finds the next theory of relativity. Maybe that's not going to happen, but we definitely will see an explosion in software engineering. We already see that now. Everybody will start automating a ton of different steps that were very costly to automate before.